Are you a cashier?
No. Why do you ask?
I was just wondering why you were checking me out.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might withdraw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
Dale,
What's up?
how are you?
Wit.
Wet, yes. Again, raining from the sky here in southern Delaware. I mean, it's been the wettest year on record, I believe. Had 2 major snowstorms. It's rained every other friggin' day. We had a couple days where it dried out and our backyard was not a mud pit anymore.
Yeah, but when it's sunny and dry, then it's like 25 degrees outside.
All right, and windy.
And when it rains, it's warm. It's actually not that bad out.
It is not that bad. Although you have to wipe the dog's feet every time they friggin' go out. It's a pain in the ass. This is why we're looking forward to going back to the desert that we love so much in Las Vegas, where it never rains and we don't have to worry about. The only thing we have to worry about there is coyotes and wind. It does get windy there.
It gets very windy there sometimes. Yeah.
Anyway, doing a little callback to our joke at the top of the show, I was in a checkout lane at Lowe's. I've been going to Lowe's a lot lately because we've been buying lots of crap for getting our house ready to sell.
Yeah.
I was in line and the cashier in front of me asked the man in front of me, would you like to donate the 1 cent change that you're going to get to Habitat for Humanity today? And the man in front of me said no. And I thought that was so funny. And I think I audibly said something. I don't know. But he turned around and looked at me. So he got his penny. He got his 1 penny and off he went with whatever he was buying at Lowe's.
You don't know what his financial situation
I do not know what his financial situation is. But I know that if you need a penny, you're in bad situation. A lot of stores, a lot of chain stores are doing this now when, because a lot of places don't want to deal with change anymore.
Right.
So they're saying, hey, even if it's 99 cents, do you want to donate it to XYZ charity? I think it's a great idea, and I'm glad that stores are doing it because guess what? I don't want that money in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't want it either. And also, even when it's not even change, and like during the holidays, I always buy the Thanksgiving meals for $5.
Yeah.
I always do that.
It's a great little thing that you can do. I mean, we are charitable. We have like 3 or 4 different charities that we give to on a regular basis. But if you have an opportunity to do something like that and you don't want that change in your pocket, because what are you going to do with it? We bring it home. We got a little...
It goes in a tub.
We got a little plastic bin in our closet where the money goes.
That's where it stays
and
forever.
It stays there for years until we take it to a Coinstar machine. And then you get a couple $100.
Or I use it for poker nights.
Change is stupid. And I think that basically if everything should just be rounded to $1. I mean, I know there's things that probably shouldn't cost $1, like a piece of gum or a penny candy or something. But honestly, most things that you buy could just be rounded to $1, right?
Change is never going to go away. It's just never going to go away.
But what about the penny, though? A lot of people have said, even the U.S. government has said, let's get rid of the penny because it's just so stupid. Round everything to 5 cents. Everything's either 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, 95 cents, whatever. Get rid of this whole penny shit. Because
our money is fucking weird anyway.
Our money is weird.
I mean, the fact that the $100 bill is our highest bill is stupid. We need a higher bill.
Well, there are higher bills. They're just not in circulation. There's a $1,000 bill. There's a $10,000
You
bill.
need a public higher dollar bill than $100. People are making more money. People are spending more money. You need something
electronic
more.
now. How often do you use cash for
I
anything?
get that.
I mean, we hardly ever have cash.
But it's also, and no one who is new to our country can figure out our money.
No, it's
especially
stupid.
our change.
It's so stupid.
The nickel, the size of the nickel is larger than a dime.
It's dumb.
And larger than the penny.
What kind of sense does that make?
It makes no sense.
Nothing in the United States makes sense. Anyway, what are you going to do? Dale and I have been playing the very popular, everyone's playing it, Wordle game.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around forever, but people just have come across it.
It's a UK game. It's from the United Kingdom. And it kind of came across the pond. And people
it's from an individual.
Yeah, but
his last name is Wordle.
Okay. But it came
Did you know
from...
that?
No?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Wordle. But his is WARDLE.
Okay. But it is a UK website that I'm going to play.
So this was a guy, his last name is Wordle, who developed this game for his husband.
Yeah.
As a thing, like...
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's very addictive.
Yeah.
And today, I got very scared because I thought I was going to go down to 6, but I got it in 5.
I didn't get to
But
these.
it took forever. It took me forever to get number 5.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that is a word. So like, how am I going to use these letters and make a word? It doesn't make any sense. It took me forever, but it's good. I think because it keeps your brain going, you know?
Yeah.
Things like this, playing Scrabble is a good thing, and doing things that keeps your, or what's that game with the numbers that a lot of people do? Sudoku. That's good too.
Yeah.
Things like that are important.
That's my airplane game.
Yeah. That keeps the dementia away. You know? keep your mind active. Don't just sit there and look at TikTok videos all day.
Yeah.
Man, TikTok videos are so stupid. Do you know 9 times out of 10 I watch a TikTok video and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of this? There is no point.
It's all about views, and views make money. There's
so
no
crazy
point to anything.
And it's like, wait for it. I hate when they write on the screen, wait for it.
Because they want you to watch to the end because that's where the money is made.
But then there's no payoff. There's no wait for it moment.
Right.
It really pisses me.
That's why when they say wait for it, I skip it.
I've given up on it.
Because it's a game for them. It's to get people to watch their video all the way through so they can get money.
I'm really over it. Anyway, the reason I brought up Wordle is that the New York Times bought it. And a lot of people are worried that they're going to ruin it and put it behind a paywall, maybe.
When I first saw the headline, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. But I read the article.
Yeah.
And the person behind Wordle, because this was not from the New York Times, said that it will not be behind a paywall and that people will be able to keep their stats as well. You know, your stats at the end when you play a game.
Right.
You'll be able to keep all of that.
Nice. Well, I'm really having fun with it. And tomorrow, I've never done this before, but tomorrow I'm going to start with penis because that is a 5-letter word.
That's what I've wanted to put on Facebook. I'm curious to know what everyone's first word is. What is everyone's starter word?
Yeah. Well, mine
is spank.
Well, mine is
because I tried to get enough of the popular vowels and consonants out there at first. Nice. But here for the last couple of days, spank has done nothing for me. It's all gray.
Well, I think there's another word that's probably better that has more vowels in it also because you want to get your vowels in there soon. So I'm going to try penis tomorrow. It's got an I, it's got an E, S, and a P. And an N. And it's one of my favorite words in the whole English language.
But maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to put that on Facebook because I haven't updated. Other than posting my Wordle, my daily Wordle stats, I haven't really posted to Facebook. And I'm curious to know what everyone's starter word.
Yeah, what's your starter word? Mine has been different every single day. So I'm trying different things every day.
Okay.
Last week when we did the show, it was Groundhog's Day, but of course actually taped the show on Monday night, so we couldn't tell you what happened. But Groundhog saw his damn shadow, which means 6 more weeks of winter, and that's bad for us living in southern Delaware. But I'm hoping that we won't be here for 6 weeks. That we'll be in Las Vegas where it doesn't matter.
I do know that after today that our weather here in the mid-Atlantic is supposed to be pretty damn mild.
Yeah, it looks
except for like 1 or 2 days out of the 7 days, which are like 39.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like in the mid-50s.
The rest of this week looks really great, and I think Saturday is supposed to be damn near in the 60s.
Almost, yeah. In the low 60s.
And I'm very excited to say that my bestie girlfriend, you guys know Jacqueline, she's been on the show before. That is Dale's bestie girlfriend. My bestie girlfriend, Kristen, and her husband Robert coming here to hang out with us on Saturday night. Yeah, we hope.
It'd be the first time, if it happens, it'd be the first time they've been together.
In this house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have to come. It's now or never.
This is it.
Yeah. Valentine's Day marketing is at an all-time high. If you guys have been to a CVS or a Walgreens, you know that it's all Valentine's all the time. They have whole aisles. That aisle that used to be Christmas, it's now all Valentine's. It was all Valentine's Day on
at Lowe's.
Lowe's. I don't know if Lowe's has Valentine's Day stuff. No, Lowe's. Oh, I can tell you this: Lowe's has all their spring, summer stuff out already.
Well, you know what? That makes sense too, because I know that you came home and you told me that. But when you think about it, look at what we've been told from our landscaping company. Is like we're almost getting to the point where you need to plant grass to get it ready for the spring. We've been told that grass needs to be planted either in late fall or late winter, early spring.
Yeah.
To get it going for the spring.
Well, people need to be smarter about when they buy stuff. So it's always a good idea to buy sweaters in the summer because they're cheaper. It's always a better idea to buy Christmas trees in like January and February for next, like artificial, obviously. Yeah. You need to buy stuff when it makes sense. So, but these stores want to push you stuff at full price.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
They're a business, for God's sakes.
Anyway, we're talking about Valentine's Day marketing. Build-A-Bear has decided to get on the bandwagon and not only market their bears to kids and preteens or whatever. So they started this After Dark series of horny teddy bears for adults.
I love this.
Well, I went to the website, and they're not really all that. I mean,
I couldn't imagine.
It's not even PG-13.
They're in a mall.
I mean, it's still very, very tame. But they've got Wine O'Clock Bear. Wine O'Clock Bear has a glass of wine and a bottle of wine in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. Mm-hmm. There's Rosé over Roses. There's one that has devil's horns on. And then the one that's the most scandalous is the lion in a silk robe lying down seductively.
I love that one.
Yeah. They're not really all that adult or scandalous, but they're calling it After Dark. Dale and I actually had a show called Swish Edition After Dark.
It was a shit show.
About 10 years ago, and it was very not PG-13. It was more X. But, yeah. Should we bring that back?
No.
You didn't like that?
Mm-mm.
We had lots of porn stars on. Dolly Parton says I love this news. So, we love Dolly Parton. We talk about her a lot. Dolly Parton says she's a huge fan of Taco Bell. She and her husband, Carl Dean, go there a lot.
Oh.
And she is missing the beloved Mexican pizza.
I've heard this. She's not the only one that I've heard this from.
Taco Bell got rid of the Mexican pizza in 2020 after it had been on the menu for 35 years. Why did they get rid of it?
Maybe they weren't selling it.
170,000 people have signed a change.org petition to get it back.
And see,
Dale doesn't like this. Dale doesn't think that change.org petitions should be for things like this.
Bullshit. Because change.org was not created for this thing. And the thing is that if apparently Taco Bell is in a business to make money and you don't get rid of something that sells, and you sure as hell aren't going to bring it back for just 170,000 people across the country, and especially a change.org.
I believe that Taco Bell, you're right. Taco Bell would not have gotten rid of the Mexican pizza if it was selling very well. Right. So obviously people weren't buying it, but Dolly loved it. In the meantime, Dolly did say that her go-to menu item at Taco Bell now is a soft taco supreme because she likes the sour cream. Basically, supreme means sour cream.
Sour cream, yeah.
And she also gets a side of rice and beans. Dolly has a new line of desserts in association with Duncan Hines. She's got her book that's out now with, what's his name?
Dolly Parton has a Duncan Hines now?
Yeah. She's got a whole line of desserts with Duncan Hines. I mean, the
Like,
girl knows how to market herself.
You can buy them in the grocery store?
I don't know. I didn't go that deep into it, but...
where else do you get Duncan Hines? It has to be at the grocery store.
I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah. She also says in this interview that she did recently that she actually cooks. She cooks Carl Dean a big Southern breakfast every weekend. Yeah. She does biscuits and gravy.
I can picture like a biscuits and gravy or in like a, what's that one that I like sometimes when I'm really hungover from IHOP? It's called a, it's the
Scramble.
the flattened steak. The country fried steak.
Country fried steak and
with
gravy.
with the white gravy
Yeah.
and then potatoes. That's
Right.
like the best thing.
That's
in the
probably what Dolly's making for Carl.
right.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of hard to picture Dolly Parton in a kitchen making breakfast for her husband. I mean, the woman has hundreds of millions of dollars. She does not need to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, but you know what? Unlike others, I've never once thought of her as this I'm above it
No.
kind of person.
No, I think she's down home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she probably does a lot for herself.
And I suspect that someone like Dolly Parton would feel uncomfortable if
having a staff
if there were someone in her home making
cook
3 meals a day.
I suspect, though, that there are a few people in that house helping them do stuff.
You think?
When you have got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, yes, you've got some people.
I mean,
Oprah probably has 15, 20 people in her house.
Oprah is a little bit different.
She
than
cooks too, but she's
Dolly
not
Parton.
cooking every night.
No.
Someone else is cooking for her.
I mean, I've watched video that Gayle King put online of her birthday cake, and there was a guy who obviously had baked this gorgeous cake who brought it and set it on the table.
Right.
So, I mean,
It's a staff galore.
I would have appreciated that video more had Oprah brought it out and say, look, I don't know how to cook a fucking damn thing, but here is my Betty Crocker cake.
Right.
Enjoy it. She wanted the yellow cake.
Wouldn't that mean so much more to Gail if Oprah had actually baked the fucking cake herself?
Even if it came out of a box.
Even if it came out of a Duncan Hines box that,
Right.
that Dolly sold
Yeah.
to Oprah.
Right. I would think so.
I think that you could be rich as creases and still enjoy being in the kitchen and making dinner.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun having staff. It's fun having someone clean your toilet, but sometimes you want to make spaghetti, right?
Right.
No matter how much money you have.
And like, just leave me alone. Get the hell out of my house.
Some people like to order pizza. Actually, a lot of Americans like to order pizza on a regular basis, it turns out. A recent survey of over 2,000 adults sponsored by a Columbus, Ohio-based Donato's pizza chain found out what the top 3 things that people hate on pizza.
I was about to say before you said it, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I thought this was the top 3 things people want on their pizza.
No, it's a top. Oh, I guess I didn't make that clear. So the number one thing that people don't want on their pizza is anchovies.
Yeah.
Which I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is pineapple. Which, if you give me a nice pineapple pizza with ham and pineapple, I'll eat that.
I've had pineapple and ham pizza, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is the slices of pineapple. Because I've had it before where the pineapple is so gigantic and big. And then when you bite into it, it's all pineapple. It's got to
be thin.
It's got to be the little, think of it the size that like as a kid, the dole.
Yeah, a little chunk.
The little triangle chunks.
Yeah.
That's what I want on my pizza.
Nice. And then number 3 is jalapeno pepper. Which
Did you say
I don't
number 1?
Yeah, anchovies,
Okay.
pineapple, and then jalapeno peppers, which jalapeno peppers would be my number one thing to put on a pizza. I love that.
I don't like the
I like
texture of those.
heat. I like heat.
I like heat. I just don't like the texture of jalapenos. That's why I like to load my pizza with red pepper flakes.
I love. Well, yeah, we both like to
Like
do
a
that.
lot of red pepper flakes.
I think my favorite, if we're going to talk about favorite pizza toppings, I think sausage might be my favorite thing.
Pepperoni, sausage, bacon are go-tos.
I don't like bacon on a pizza.
But if I had to get my everyday, it's pepperoni, either sausage or meatball, whichever they have. It doesn't really matter.
I do like
'cause I think
meatball,
they're
yeah.
all the fucking same. They all taste the same. And then green peppers and onions. That's it.
And then you like to add feta cheese after it comes out of the oven.
Yeah, but not every place has feta.
Right.
And if you're listening to this show and you're like, Dad, what the fuck? Try it. Get your pizza
It's really good.
with whatever your favorite topping is
Yeah.
and add feta cheese. Not while you bake it, after it comes out of the oven.
After.
Just sprinkle some feta cheese on it. You can thank me later.
We're very excited, and we have a plan in place to buy a legit pizza oven
Yeah.
for the outside kitchen in Vegas. Cannot wait. I want people to come over, make their own personal pizzas. We'll put it in the oven. It only takes a few minutes at 1,000 degrees.
We've done this before in Santa Fe. It was a
So
hell of a lot of fun.
Fucking fun. So
Everyone enjoyed it.
we went to a party. There were about 20 people. They had the dough, and you went through the kitchen, and they had all the fixings, and you can make your own pizza and then pop it in the oven outside.
Well, just to be
Holy
clear, they had the pre-made dough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't fresh dough. I don't remember that.
No, they were opening from the packs that you buy in the grocery store. Like,
okay.
You know, they come
Well,
in the
I would
green
rather
packs.
make my own dough, and I think.
No, that's
No?
too much. No.
All right.
Because then you got to put flour down. At least with these, you just put these
Yeah.
on a little
All
thing.
right, we'll
And
experiment.
you're ready to
We're
go.
going to experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I want people to know is to stop putting that weird on the table grated Parmesan cheese on your pizza. And if they have feta, put the feta on it instead.
Try it out. Also, it turns out that 8% of the people polled eat their pizza with a fork and a knife, which is barbaric. And
Well,
this
that depends.
it depends on the pizza, I guess.
If it's the deep, thick crust, then
that
yeah.
Chicago thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Ugh, I hate the Chicago. I know my friend Melissa loves the deep dish Chicago pizza. I don't like it. It's
I don't
too
mind
juicy. Too juicy.
My favorite on that is because of the pan that they make it in.
Yeah.
Is the bottom crust is amazing.
Right. And you get that crispy crust on the bottom and the side.
And the sides. That is the best part. If they could make that in that and then press the dough really, really down.
Yeah.
So that you get that crust, but then the rest of the pizza is not as high.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. You want a middle ground pizza.
It tastes like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut's like that because Pizza Hut
pan pizza.
because the Pizza Hut regular pan pizza is made in those pans.
There you go.
And it tastes like that.
That's what you want. Well, I want, if I was going to pick any pizza that I've ever had, it's New York pizza at a mom and pop place in Brooklyn. New York's thin slice that you fold in half, and that is, I think, the best pizza on earth.
The grease slop.
Love it. Also, this will come as no surprise to anyone. Super Bowl Sunday is the #1 pizza day of the year for pizza delivery, followed by Valentine's Day, which surprised the hell out of me. Valentine's Day? Really? People are getting Valentine's Day pizzas?
I'm just wondering if people are getting over the fact of going 364 days, maybe at your favorite restaurant, getting the same thing and paying one price, and then one day of the year is twice as much.
Right.
It's like, fuck you.
Right. It's crazy. I would
Stupid,
think
right?
Valentine's Day would be days that couples went out to dinner, to like a nice fancy dinner. They're not getting fucking pizza from Pizza Hut. Isn't that crazy? That's the second most popular pizza day of the year
I dig it.
after Super Bowl?
Because I think that idea of going to a restaurant and paying something incredibly overpriced just because it's a fucking day
Right.
is just bullshit.
Well, we've never once gotten pizza from a pizza place on Super Bowl because we always make stuff. We make appetizers and we make chili and we make stuff. I've never gotten anything delivered on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
We always do it ourselves. I think that's fun. We're doing it this year.
Yeah.
We're having people over this Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that later in the show. I want to talk about this, and it's a little controversial, but I know that Bill Maher talked about it, and it seems like I echo a lot of things that Bill Maher says, but I actually love him to death, and I understand that he is a voice of reason. I think he's a voice of reason. Anyway, I was very upset about this. Whoopi Goldberg, you guys all know about this. She said some things on her show about a week and a half ago about the Holocaust, and she said it wasn't about race, but about man's inhumanity to man, and it involved two groups of white people. Basically, what she said was, I thought, very innocent in retrospect. But a lot of people didn't agree with her, and a lot of people believe that the Jewish people are a race of people, not just a religion. There's some people out there, and I've read a lot of stuff. I have to say that I am not just talking off out of my ass on this. I read several articles and accounts about this story this week.
Yeah.
From many different people, including Jewish people and Jewish theologians who say what she said is not absolutely incorrect. The Jewish people are not necessarily a race. They're made up of many different races of Middle Eastern people. Right. And if you're talking about people that live in Israel. So let's just give her the benefit of the doubt that she misspoke about what is proper and accepted in this modern day age of what the Jewish people are. But does she not get a pass for maybe not being completely educated on the vernacular and the appropriate things to say? This woman...
So basically it comes down to what you think the definition of race is.
Or if the Jewish people are indeed a race versus a religion. I think that's what it comes down to. But Whoopi Goldberg changed her name from Karen Elaine Johnson, right, to Whoopi Goldberg because she considers herself Jewish and her family is Jewish. She's got many Jewish people in her family lineage.
Well, that's how she come to that conclusion then.
Yes. And this woman is
But it
not
wasn't about race.
This woman is not an anti-Semite. She is a black woman, and she basically said, "Listen, I see myself as, I see white people, I see black people." What did she say? This is what she said on Stephen Colbert. She said, "But I thought it was a salient discussion because, as a black person, I think of race as being something that I can see." And apparently you can't see Jewish people. You have to know that they're Jewish, right?
Right.
So, and basically what I'm trying to say here in this little ridiculous segment of our show is that are you not allowed to make mistakes? Are you not allowed to misspeak or learn as you go? Right? Whoopi Goldberg is not an anti-Semite. She is not anti-Jewish in any respect of the word.
She's not wrong here at all.
She may have used some wrong words that the vast majority of Jewish people don't like.
Well, who cares what people like and don't like?
But you've all of a sudden unfairly judged her and canceled her because of one fucking segment on The View. And they put her on suspension for 2 weeks so that she could go home and reflect on what she said. And it's so fucking ridiculous. In this day and age that you're not allowed, one, to have views. The show is called The View, for God's sakes, right? All of her co-hosts, every single one of her co-hosts thought it was a bad idea.
Well, then they all should have stepped away.
That's exactly...
For the time that she was suspended, say, well, we're not doing the show either.
That's exactly what I said. Where is Joe Behar? And I don't even know who else is on that show right now because they change so often.
Because she's done nothing wrong here.
Why aren't they all saying to ABC executives, fuck you, we're all going to have a 2-week suspension along with Whoopi. We're not doing the show either. That's how you stand up for your friend. And that's how you stand up for something so stupid as this. Yes, we want everyone to be described the way they want to be described. We talked about this last week when transgendered people or non-binary people want to be addressed in a certain way. Yes, we get that. But sometimes people make mistakes and some people don't get it right. And they're allowed to learn as they go and not be canceled immediately because I'm not calling you they. Well, I called you her or him. I'm sorry. You want to be they? Gotcha. I fucked up. I'll learn. I'll try to get it. But it takes a while to get there.
It's going to take a long time to get there
right?
for that.
I realized the Holocaust it's 80 years ago
it's
or
not like
whatever.
She's denouncing it, saying it didn't happen.
She wasn't at all. She wasn't doing anything negative in any way. It's so ridiculous. I don't even know why. Why were they even talking about the Holocaust on the fucking View? Why weren't they talking about Kim Kardashian?
It was just the anniversary not that long ago.
Oh, for God's sakes. Anyway.
I know you say for God's sakes, but there was a time that I was kind of obsessed and infatuated with the Holocaust. I was. I mean, documentaries and pictures, and I've seen the grossest things. If you go out there and you look hard enough, you can find some shit.
It's very important that we all know what happened and why it happened.
Incredibly sad and
of course
weird shit.
Of course,
but it's eye opening, and I was obsessed with it for the longest time.
And I
just like every year on 9/11, I'm obsessed with it for a whole month. That's all I want to watch. Is I want to watch, and it's the same fucking documentaries I've watched every year for the last fucking 20 years.
What is wrong with you?
I'm obsessed with it. I mean, it was a big, notable event.
Anyway, if Whoopi is listening, I want her to know that I'm on her side. People are allowed to say what they friggin' want to say. This is just like call back to a couple weeks ago or last week. We're talking about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's allowed to have differing opinions from the fucking majority. You're allowed to say, I don't know if these vaccines are great for me. You're allowed to do that. You don't need to be canceled because you don't think you should wear a mask.
Right.
I mean,
he could say Joe Rogan should be able to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
On his podcast.
Yeah.
And if you're a person who listens to that podcast,
right,
and takes that information verbatim, like the holy fucking grail, then you're fucking stupid, and then you deserve what you get. Well, you should be able. It goes back. There is no personal responsibility in this country.
No, we not anymore.
I mean, the fact that my rubbing alcohol bottles says, please do not drink me, is on it. I mean,
well, it's just like the car commercials that say,
I feel
do
like,
not attempt.
I feel
it's
like
the same thing.
You got to get rid of that stuff because that weeds out the people who would do that stuff. And then you have a really good population.
You know what? You can blame this all on the lawyers. The lawyers are the ones who are forcing all this stuff down our throat.
Of course. So you got to have this because if not, you're going to get sued.
Everybody gets sued. We're probably going to get sued. The reason that we get away with shit on this show is because no one's listening.
No one's listening.
except for you. We see you. We know you're listening. Should I name the people I know that are listening? No, I won't do that. Jeff Zucker. It's the same fucking story as the one we just talked about, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not a fan of Jeff Zucker. He was the head of CNN for the last decade.
He's ruined CNN.
He's ruined it. And I don't think that he deserved to get fired, though. I'm not a fan of his, and I think that he should go. Because I think CNN needs to go back to Ted Turner age and actually be a news organization.
Well, even Ted Turner's like, what the fuck were you thinking? We don't need 24-hour news because there is no 24-hour news. And because there is no 24-hour news, what we have now is what you fucking get. It's fucking filler all day with a screen of a host and then 12 other video pictures of other people waiting.
No, I disagree with
comment.
you. Yeah,
I can't stand it.
I do agree with you that I hate that and what television news has become, that they think they need to have a panel of 6 or 7 or 8 people waiting to talk is ridiculous. I like the olden days, and I like Sky News or whatever they call that over in Europe, where they just sit there and tell you the news. I just want the news.
The BBC.
Yes, I want a show. What I would like is to turn on CNN at 2:00 in the afternoon, or 9:00 at night, or 6:30 in the morning, and have an anchor desk and a person sitting there giving me the headlines. Around the world in 30 minutes. Here's what's happening. There's a war breaking out in Ukraine. There's coronavirus in Bangladesh. Someone got shot in New York City. I want just the fucking news. I don't need the panel of fucking quote unquote experts talking about their and then analysis of the news. Just give me the fucking news.
The only thing good is CNN International.
Love it. And every time I go on a vacation and I'm in Europe or in the Caribbean or wherever, or on a cruise ship, I love watching CNN International.
And only because it's better. Not only because there's two things. It's because it's better, and there's no opinion heads constantly talking and waiting in the wings to give their opinion on something.
Yeah.
And number two, it's not just the fucking United States.
It's the whole world.
It's the whole world where we should know what's going on around the world.
It's very important.
It is important.
Back to Jeff Zucker. Jeff Zucker resigned from CNN because he was having a consensual relationship with another executive. They have been best friends for like 20-something years. During the pandemic, it turned and became romantic, and he didn't report it to the board of CNN.
Oh.
So he got fired or had to resign. I'm sure they said, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but obviously short-sighted because it was just such a fucking dumb decision.
Well,
and everyone at CNN thought it was stupid, and that they basically cut off their nose to spite their face. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Because of that reason. I think, for one, it's good, and I'm hoping the new people who are taking over will make it into the news organization that it really should be. Anchor Don Lemon, who is one of my least favorite people on the network, offered an emotional tribute to his former boss last Friday night, and Don Lemon cried on the air.
He cries a lot.
He said, I personally credit with change in my life. This man that I believed in me, nobody else did. He is the reason that you have a gay black man with 2 hours of prime time, a show with my name on it, the only anchor of color in prime time on cable news. Think about that. You want to talk about diversity? Here it is. All right, that's great. That's great.
He
Don
is
Lemon.
very right in that regard.
I agree. It is wonderful that a gay black man is an anchor in primetime on CNN. However, what you're not, Don Lemon, what you're not is a journalist and a news person. What you're doing is an opinion show. You're just as bad as Tucker Carlson.
Exactly.
You're not doing a news show.
No.
And Anderson Cooper, who I used to look up to, I used to really look up to Anderson Cooper, another gay man on CNN in primetime. Not a newsman anymore. He is ruined. If your entire show is peppered with your own opinions and slants, and you get on that, we talked about this, the New Year's Eve show, drunk with your best friend Andy Cohen, you're not a fucking newsman. You're not a legitimate.
He could be drunk and still be a newsman.
No, you're not a serious, legitimate journalist
For New Year's.
listen.
Can't get drunk on New Year's.
We talked about that.
As a newsman?
All right, we did this weeks ago. I told you my opinion about that. I think it was wrong. You're belittling your status as a serious journalist by engaging in a drunken New Year's Eve show with your best friend. Yeah, you ruined it. You think Walter Cronkite would have ever done anything like that? Not cool. And do you think Walter Cronkite would have ever cried about his boss getting fired? Walter Cronkite might have shed a tear when John F. Kennedy got shot, but he certainly wouldn't have shed a tear with his boss getting fired.
No.
It's bullshit, and Don Lemon
If it was legitimate.
Don Lemon should be ashamed of himself. He's not a newsman. He's an opinion maker who gets on there and spouts off his stuff just like, what's her name? The lesbian over at MSNBC.
Rachel Maddow.
So, cable news at night, and I'm not just putting all my focus on MSNBC and CNN. Fox News is just as bad.
It's all cable news.
It's all bad. And I fear that journalism has just gone into the fucking toilet. So, there you go.
Like, why hasn't NPR put together their own thing?
I wish they would.
Like, why can't WTOP, one of the most respected radio news organizations in this country, if you don't know what that is, it's because you don't live in Washington, D.C.
All right.
It is one of the oldest news radio organizations. It's amazing.
It's news.
It's news.
It's just news.
It's news, traffic, and weather. And why WTOP hasn't done more. And maybe they don't. But that, like NPR, is one of the more respected news organizations in this country.
A little bit more than CNN and the others.
Reuters
is a little good. A little good. AP is good too.
Yeah.
We just want news. We want facts, and we don't want you to pepper it with your fucking opinions.
Right.
Keep your opinions to yourself. Those people should, Don Lemon and the other ones who want to have their opinions on their show, should be on a different network. They should be on the Opinion Network, right? You and I
be on The View.
All right, you and I do enjoy. We do enjoy Morning Joe.
Oh, I roll my eyes every now and then.
But they
get
go
on a tangent.
Yeah, they get on tangents. I don't agree with everything that they do. But they're clear about when we're doing news and when we're doing opinion. I mean,
I like it because I feel like I do get more news out of that 3 hours than I would anywhere else. And then also they're sometimes funny.
Well, they're very funny. And I like them. I think I like that basically Joe was a Republican. He was a Republican congressman elected, blah, blah, blah. And then he became a newsman. And he's now a reformed Republican. I mean, he's kind of an independent now.
Yeah, I mean, MSNBC...
He realizes that the RNC has gone off the deep end, and he can't be one of those anymore.
Right, but...
He's in the Mitt Romney kind of realm.
But MSNBC is very liberal. But he does talk some shit about the liberals and the Democrats. And
he's
like...
He'll call it. He'll call anyone out that he feels is in the wrong.
Right. So I feel like it's a little bit more fair than the others. That's why I like that show over others. But it still leans.
Well, it does.
It still leans.
It certainly leans left.
It just leans. The point is that it leans, and it shouldn't lean anywhere.
There's Charlie. Speaking of politicians, The Secret is out. This came out because it had to come out.
It's just so stupid.
So apparently they're already filming season 7 of The Masked Singer, which has been a huge hit for Fox TV broadcast. If you guys don't know, we don't watch broadcast, but apparently it's a big show. Rudy Giuliani was the first guy to be unmasked on season 7. It's not even going to premiere till March. But apparently it made news because people in the audience were taking pictures and released it. Judges Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke were so disgusted when they found out that the guy in the whatever, I think it was a bear costume, was Rudy Giuliani that they walked off the set I don't know that they're actually going to put this show out. They might just scrub it and then just go with a different premiere for the season.
Well, I mean, what the fuck were those
But
producers
why would
thinking?
This guy is under investigation. He's done so many crazy ass things since he was.
What the fuck were they thinking?
I know. Isn't he under investigation? Isn't
Even
he,
the old
like,
press
indicted and
secretary
stuff?
was on there. Sean
Spicer.
Spicer. Like, what the fuck? He was on Dancing with the Stars. It's just
Yeah.
leave that shit alone.
Another dishonorable former politician, Sarah Palin, was a guest on Masked Singer back in season 3. I guess she wasn't as polarizing as Rudy Giuliani is right now. I mean, Sarah Palin didn't do anything bad. She just was a dumbass.
She was just kooky.
Right.
I mean, she didn't do anything that. Yeah. So Sarah Palin's fine. I mean, she has some fun stuff. You know,
Right.
I can see Russia from a House, and you know what was the famous question? Like, what newspaper?
Put lipstick on a pig.
Lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
She was asked, "What newspaper do you read?" I
She
read
couldn't
all.
come up with
I
one.
read all of them.
She couldn't come up with one.
I mean, if someone asked you that, you couldn't come up with one fucking paper.
I mean,
Not the Post, not the.
you gotta say New York Times or Washington Post. I mean, obviously
well,
those
not
are
her.
the two.
Not her.
Those are the two biggest ones in the country.
Yeah, but those are liberal papers. I mean, you would think they should pick another one, and I can't think of what other one. But yes, think of something. Think of your local fucking paper, the Alaskan.
Dispatch.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Snowy times.
But she was just kooky and funny with the shit she
And
said.
he was
Rudy Giuliani, I think,
he
actually
just lost
did
his
some
fucking
serious
mind.
shit.
He lost his fucking mind.
I mean, he was caught on video in a fucking movie with
He was in the
Sacha Baron
It was in the Barat movie.
Cohen with his pants down,
Oh,
getting a
stop.
fucking blowjob.
He's lost his mind. He needs to just go away. Sometimes, do you not realize sometimes public people, that you just need to go away?
What is inside of you to know that you have that you can't recognize that people just don't want you around, and it's best for you to
It's
just
time to
go
away.
away.
It's easy to go away. It's very easy to go away. Just stop being out. Move to Tulsa and just fucking go to Target and just get your shit and go home. The Washington Redskins, the Washington football team has a new name. It's the Washington Common.
Come on,
I can't even say it.
Commanders.
Commanders. So stupid. Nobody likes it.
No, it's stupid.
Is that the best I could do with all the time and undoubtedly millions of dollars that they spent on like focus groups and consultant fees and stuff? I don't know one friend of mine in DC who thinks that this is a good name.
Yeah, but you know what? It's
Commandeers.
It's not commandeers. It's commanders.
Commanders. Commandeers. It looks like commandeers to me. Commanders. What does that mean? What is a commander?
Like in the army.
They should have done a fruit, or I mean, not a fruit, a bird or something. I was going to list that. You know, I'm not a big fan of the NFL, but I was going to list all of my favorite teams based on their names in order.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Dolphins are pretty fucking cool.
Well, they do have
That
that.
might be in my number one.
But they do have that dolphin tank, which I think is worse than SeaWorld.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Or maybe the Rams.
I actually don't know if they still have it, but
the
they
Bengals.
did.
The
They did
Bengals
have
are
it.
cool. Yeah.
Not the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. That's my number one team because they're from Las Vegas now. Not Oakland. Anyway, Dan Snyder is a dumbass, and everyone hates him. Everyone in DC
No one likes Dan.
metro area hates Dan Snyder, who owns the Washington Commanders. He built this ridiculously expensive FedEx field in southern Maryland, which is not convenient to DC at all. And now he's tired of that stadium. He wants to build a new one in Northern Virginia. But why not DC? We all think it should be in DC, right?
I mean, they need
rip down RFK and build it there.
Don't rip it down. Make it better.
Anyway, apparently Snyder is in the middle of a huge, not apparently, it's true. He's in the middle of a huge workplace misconduct and sexual harassment suit thing that's going on. I mean, it's so far that it's on Capitol Hill.
How does it get to fucking Capitol
It's in the House Oversight and Reform Committee. And these women are
What does
talking.
the government have to do with the football league?
I don't understand that. I think I need to do a little bit more research on this.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
I guess anything could go to them. I mean,
But apparently he like forced women to go to his house in Aspen, Colorado, and he touched another woman on the inner thigh that he shouldn't have touched on the inner thigh, and he had prostitutes at a party. I don't know. There's a lot going on there. I think I need to do a little more research because I want to find out why the government is involved in this.
Yeah.
And it's not like civil. It's weird.
yeah, it is weird.
In related news, the NFL ruled that Cincinnati can't throw a Super Bowl party at their own stadium where the NFL games are played
So stupid.
while their team is competing in the Super Bowl in fucking LA against the Rams. This is so fucking stupid. The NFL actually told the officials or whoever owns the team in Cincinnati, you're not allowed to have a Super Bowl party at your stadium. Not allowed. You cannot show the game in your stadium.
That would be an awesome way to show fucking tickets, sell tickets.
Meanwhile, every bar, every restaurant, every home in America, virtually,
Yeah.
will be tuned in to this fucking game this Sunday night for free. You know, it's going to be everywhere, but Cincinnati is not allowed to show the game in their own fucking stadium. It's so fucking stupid. What does the NFL have against it? What would possibly be the reason for them not allowing
I have no idea.
the Bengals stadium to show the fucking Super Bowl in the stadium? What do they not get from it if they...
They could make actually some money.
It's so fucking stupid. I don't even know. The Bengals are an NFL team. They should be able to show the fucking Super Bowl in their stadium if they want to.
And does the NFL own these stadiums?
It's free to watch it on the fucking TV. Anybody can watch it on the fucking TV in your house with an air antenna. You don't even need cable. I don't know what network it's on this year, but I'm sure we'll find it.
I have no idea.
It's on one of four. It's on ABC, CBS, and Fox. I don't know who has it, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, if you guys are living under a rock, you probably don't know that the NFC champions Rams are favored to beat the AFC Bengals at SoFi Stadium. That's in LA this Sunday. It's kind of fun because the LA Rams are at home. That doesn't happen very often in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Anyway, I don't understand all the overs and unders, but apparently the Rams are expected to win. So we play slot machines. We don't play sports. Anyway, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I want to let you guys know that we're watching Pam and Tommy on Hulu.
Pretty freaking
Oh my
great.
God, guys.
Get through the first episode because I wasn't digging it at first.
It's not fast. It's slow.
But 2 and 3 have got me now. And there's
Yeah.
now a 4th one out as of yesterday.
Oh, we're watching it right now as soon as we're done.
So they come out on Mondays. It's a lot of fun.
I just have to say that Lily James, her transformation into Pamela Anderson Lee is probably one of the best transformations I've ever seen of an actress into someone, a real person, ever in my life.
And it's funny because my favorite characters are Seth Rogen
Yeah.
and Dan Offerman.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Megan Mullally's husband.
Yeah, not Dan.
Not
It's
Dan.
not Dan. Whatever.
Offerman.
Yeah.
From like Parks and Recreation. Yeah.
All right, so they're great. But Lily James plays Pamela Anderson, and what they did to her, because if you guys know, she played a very dowdy character on Downton Abbey, but they took her and the makeup, the hair, the boobs, they created her. They basically made her into Pamela Anderson where there was no Pamela Anderson.
So I'm wondering, what I want to know is that are the boobs that I see, are they hers?
no,
They're
those
not.
are not her boobs. So
They look amazing and they look real.
they did an amazing job. And I don't want to give you any.
I know his penis isn't real because that just looks fake from the get-go. But
right, so we do
her
see,
boobs
we
look.
do see a lot of Tommy's penis.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some spoilers. I'm not even going to talk about it anyway. But yeah, it's a great show. Watch it. Pam and Tommy.
Bye, y'all.
Oh, is that it? Oh no, I was going to say. I can't talk about the rest of the stuff I have written down here.
If you say it.
I'm not able to focus. I'm not focusing well. In related news, the Oscar nominations were announced this morning, but we doubt anyone cares. That's what I wanted to get out.
There you go.
And also, good news, Scream is getting a sequel or another sequel because there have already been 5, and so now there's going to be a number 6.
There you go.
Scream did so well. Also, here we go. Let me pull it together. We have one more episode for season 11. It's going to happen next week. I just want you guys to know that. I don't want you to be too sad. But after next week's episode, we will be on hiatus until April 5th. So we're going to be gone for like 6 weeks. And I'm so sorry to say that. I know you guys are going to miss us.
Got a lot of shit to do.
We got a lot of shit to do. And when we come back, though, we'll be in a brand new secret, not so underground studio in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's right.
We'll be 2,800 miles away from this bitch.
Sun shines. No,
Yeah.
not 2,800 miles. You know how many miles it is?
How many?
It's 1937, I want to say it is.
It seems like it should be more than that.
No, it's actually only 19.
All right. And usually at this point in the show, I say that you guys should listen to Binge Bum this Friday, but Binge Bum is also on hiatus.
Yeah.
It'll be back in April, maybe, unless we come up with something better.
Right. Bye, y'all.
Bye. And
Well,
this
that depends.